Hey there, everybody. Come on in. Welcome to our bonus VA Business Launchpad in Action session and happy Monday morning. Thank you for coming to this session. I'm thrilled that you guys are here. I can already see you here in the chat. Tell me where you're coming in from. And I'd love to hear an aha. I'm like a big aha girl. Like, what was the thing during our last week and a half together that made you smile, that made you happy? That surprised you about being a virtual assistant. So let me know. So come on in. Now, what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about what's next. I'm going to go into a little bit of details about some of the things that you've learned. And then we're going to have a random drawing. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about what's coming next. We've got lots in store for all of you guys. All right. So let me hear the ahas. Now, first, I wanted to say thank you. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for being here. It's important to me, but it's more important, and more importantly than that, it's important for you. So thank you for trusting me. Thank you for trusting yourself and thinking about, how to put yourself first and how to have the life that you've wanted for a long time. Because I know in order to sign up for a training like this and to commit to this much time together, you really have to, this has to be solidly on your radar. Like, I really want to do this. So thank you for leaning into it and seeing what's possible with me. I really appreciate it. Okay, good. So let me know in the chat what your ahas are. Okay, so this is me. This is me and my husband, Greg. This is the day we closed on our farmhouse in 2024. And it was an amazing day. It was an amazing day. And when I started my VA business in 2010, I was getting divorced. I was a single mom. And it took over a decade to make this happen. It took over a decade to make this happen. I had 6 figures of debt. I had a failed business. I had 7 years of back taxes to file, just all the things. And it was a really big deal to make this happen. There were lots and lots of steps and hurdles that I had to go through to make this work. And it was a journey. And I've told this story before, but it's such an important moment for me. Once I was, sort of settled in and just exhaling really for the first time in a long time, one of my friends said to me, if I had told you back in 2010 that, if you just hung tight and did the work, that you would be happily married, that you would have your own home, that your daughter would be thriving, that that you would have a successful business, that you would have handled the IRS, that all of your debt is paid for, and that you're in a completely different place, I really would have thought that she was crazy. That she was crazy, because that was too many things. That was too many things to go right. And I really thought about that a lot, because I believed that I was in the land of minimum payments for the rest of my life. I honestly believed that. And so to be in a place where that's not true was just amazing for me. Like, just amazing for me. And, and it was scary to be in this moment, because I was looking back and I realized how much I had grown and how much I had changed and how much I had really leaned into being the person I wanted to be. And the thing is that one of the main things I needed to do was stop listening to all the voices in my head, right? Stop listening to all the voices in my head and actually teach them to respect me and to be kind and get clear about what I wanted in my life, maybe for the first time ever. And so I started building the life that when I look back, all of the things, the chickens and the eggs and, my sewing machine is set up on the other side of this computer and making preserves and all those things from the blueberries in our yard. Those are all things that I loved to do as a kid, but life got in the, I don't want to say life got in the way. Barriers showed up and I didn't push them away. Right. And then there just came a time where I said, okay, enough of this. We're going back. We're going back. And I would love to hear from you. What do you want in the chat? I can see so many of you here. What do you want in the chat? And to get really present with that. And to get what I wanted, I did everything. Like, I did so many things, so here I was over here, right? And I wanted to be here on the sunny side of the planet. And, I just really tried it all. I joined an MLM. I didn't start an Etsy store. I started a Yahoo store, which is before Etsy. I had part-time gigs doing things for people. Some of you try to sell essential oils or go back to school, and really, really didn't kept trying everything and nothing. This is what I'm trying to say. I was having this feeling, kept trying things and desperately wanted them to work, but nothing was clicking. Nothing was clicking, and then worrying about what other people thought, because I kept going from thing to thing to thing, and they probably were like, what is she up to now? So I was afraid to tell anyone about virtual assistants because I thought that they would say, oh, here's the next thing. Watch Belinda go. She's going to spin herself into the ground, right? But I decided that I wasn't going to do that anymore, and I dealt with the imposter syndrome and the mindset meteor field, and all of those things. And Wendy, I love your comment. Adulting got in the way. It did, and you know what? It doesn't have to. I look at my daughter now. Now she has a much less complicated life than most of us do, right? She's 24 years old, and but boy, that girl, she takes it on, and I'm really proud of her because not only is she adulting and, taking care of her credit and her bank account and her this and her that, and all of her things, but she's prioritizing. Now, I will say her car is a mess. We helped her get a new car, a new car for her. About a month and a half ago, and there's like sand in there and horse stuff and all the things. And I was like, it's her car. And you know what? My car was like that when I was her age too, because I wanted to have fun. I wanted to go do things. I didn't want to be out in the driveway with the vacuum cleaner, right? And so I admire that in her. I admire that in her, that she's making these choices. And it was so great to see her this weekend. It was really great. She's doing a wonderful job, and she's fitting it all in. She's fitting it all in. Yeah. So who's resonating? Who's resonating? Who's been in this situation where you've got all this stuff going on and nothing is clicking? Nothing is clicking. And then I was judging myself. Like, why does this friend have this? And why does that friend have that? Why are my brothers successful? What did I miss in the recipe here of growing up in my family? And then I started virtual assistants. Something shifted in me, and I realized I had to stop chasing all the things because I just got clear it wasn't working. And I had to stop and look at the life I wanted. And there was a lot of noise around me, and I had to quiet it because there were people in my life who did not agree with what I was doing. They 100% didn't agree. All of my friends, my former husband, did not want me to be a virtual assistant. They said, get a job, get over yourself, like snap out of it. You're not going to work from home. And I am so glad I didn't listen. And I found a coach that could help me, and I listened to him, and I blocked everybody else out. And I put my head down, and I made this line go straight, right? And it changed everything for me because I found a way to take my highly introverted, sort of quirky, very serious self, because I'm pretty serious, guys, and, turn it into a business that worked. And, the things that were assets were my organizational skills, my strong desire to help other people, my desire to learn new things. And I rolled them all together and turned it into a superpower. And you can do that too. Yeah. So Kathy says, I joined out of curiosity, but now feel that starting a successful VA business utilizing my talents is actually achievable and not a pipe dream. Yeah, if you get the right help, it doesn't have to be a pipe dream. And I may or may not be the right person for you, but there is a right person for you out there. And I hope it's me, because I would love to help all of you. And if I'm not, go find that person. And I'm going to be a broken record on that. You need your person. I have my person, and I'm following him, and that's what I'm doing. Right. And there'll come a time when maybe not, I find someone, I've exhausted that and I want to learn something new, and I'll move on. But I typically stick with my coaches for at least 2 or 3 years, 2 or 3 years to really understand what they're offering and how to implement it. It's good. All right, good. I'm glad you joined. And Wendy has joined us, and Ice Coco has joined us, and Anne Marie. That's awesome. Crystal is here. Kathy, we just heard from, and Wendy. That's amazing. Okay, good. So this is the ticket, people. All right. And I've broken, over the last week and a half, I've broken what a successful virtual assistant business is into four ingredients. And just like a cake recipe, when you have the right amount of each one, you'll have a successful business. And the four elements are client attraction. You've got to have a steady stream of clients coming in to make this work. And that's why I teach this in detail to all my students. People worry about this. They think they have to bug people. They think they have to cold call, approach strangers. You don't. You don't have to do any of that to have a successful business. And you don't have to feel salesy or icky or anything. And I taught you guys my referral formula. What day was that? That was Tuesday. So the replays are still at vabusinesshub.com. If you missed that, go over there because you'll see exactly how to talk about your business in a clear, simple way without selling. It's a simple statement and you'll understand the philosophy behind it. The second ingredient is pricing and packaging. Money can be stressful, right? Right. Wondering how much to charge, flat rate, by the project, by the hour. There's a ton of information out there. And so I tried it all and I came up with a very simple strategy. And you don't want to scare people away by making your pricing complicated or confusing. Now, two things, and I'm going to talk about both of the second one in a minute. So on the third day of our time together, I went into great detail about what goes into choosing your hourly price and showed you my calculator. So definitely check that out. That is in day 3 of our sessions together. Okay, good. And then here's the other thing I want to say. Tomorrow at noon, we're going to have a session that I'm going to give called The Truth About Virtual Assistants and Money. I'm going to talk about all the things that you guys are worried about tomorrow so that you can make a clear decision about VA school. All right. And then the third thing is the VA business skills, right? VA business skills. And you need to know how to run a business. So many VAs think the most important thing is your services and your skills and how to do the latest tech. That is not it. That is not it. It's running your business successfully. It's pricing. It's bringing clients in. It's how to set boundaries, how to talk about your work. And that's what the third ingredient is. And it's the one that people miss the most, right? They think, oh, I got this. I can, I know all these software programs and the rest, everyone will just come to me. And it doesn't work that way. And then the fourth thing is the VA operating system, how to manage the day-to-day, right? What systems you need to have in place so that your business will run smoothly. Because, one client, okay, 2 clients, okay, 3 clients, you start to get a little chaotic. And I don't want that to happen to you. I just want you to be able to take on 1 to 3 clients every month and keep your money flowing and your business going, and it'll be amazing. Okay, good. So when these 4 ingredients come together, you can build a business that works for your life. All right, so I want to talk about some of the people that you've met. Now, you've heard from 19 VA school graduates, real people who've built businesses and the lives they've wanted. And some have started from scratch with no business experience. Others had been VAs for years, but were stuck and undercharging. But what they all have in common is that they stopped waiting. They stopped waiting, right? They stopped waiting for the perfect moment and decided to invest in themselves and their future. And here, I just want to highlight a few of them. So first, we're going to just buzz through them. So this is Tori and Jen and Christine and Tammy. And this is Angela and Kathy and Cassandra and Amy and Carrie. And I wanted to share some highlights for you. Carrie started as a homeschool mom in rural Iowa. No traditional work experience. And today she consistently earns $5,000 per month working part-time with plenty of time for quilting and her family. Leanne she's on the next slide. Leanne was a VA for 10 years, but only charging $35 an hour. After VA school, she raised her rates to $80 an hour, reduced her client load, and crossed over the $100,000 mark in 2024. Angela felt completely stuck with just 3 clients and under 20 billable hours per month. And within 3 months of implementing our client attraction system, she had 3 new clients and doubled her monthly billing. Now she has 11 clients. She works 25 hours a week, and she takes Fridays off to volunteer. Kathy struggled for 20 years for a low-paying VA agency making $20 an hour. Now her clients willingly pay her $55 an hour. And for her family finally sees her VA business as viable rather than a hobby. And she works at home with complete flexibility. Cassandra launched her business in December and had her first client by January. And she covered all of her startup costs for VA school by February. Just 3 months in, she's billing 10 to 12 hours weekly at $60 an hour. And these people are not outliers. This is what happens when you have the right systems and the accountability, and VA school gives you exactly that. And here are some others. This is George and Brenda and Julie and Charmaine. This is Lori and Kim and Amy. I think we have twice. And Jenny. Yeah. Good. So what you're seeing in these 19 stories is not overnight success. It's the power of the slight edge. Small, consistent actions over time. And here's what made the slight edge possible. The VA school structure. Now let me explain this graph. All right, so let's do this. Okay. So here's what happens. Okay, so this is human nature. This is what we do. So right here is failure. Failure is where we can't pay a bill. We don't have enough money. The doctor says we have to lose 20 pounds. Our cholesterol is really high. You know, whatever it is, we've hit this point. We're like, rut-row. Okay. And then what we do is we say, pardon my language, holy smokes, holy shit, I got to do something. And so we start pulling it together. Okay. So we start organizing our bills. We start, stop eating bad food. We start eating healthy food, and whatever it is, the pain point goes away right about here. Okay. So the pain point goes away right about here. And then what happens is we get comfortable again. And then we stop doing the thing that made us successful. And then we go back down here. Right. And then we all of a sudden we're like, oh no, I regained the 20 pounds. I'm eating bad food. I don't have any clients. I'm not doing what I'm supposed to, all the things. And here we are again, down in failure. And then we go back up, right? And it continues. Now, here's what successful people do that people who are unsuccessful don't do. They keep doing the thing that created the success. You don't have to bust some giant move. You just have to keep doing what created success. So in the case of your VA business, you keep spreading the word. You keep telling new people about your business. You write an email newsletter. You set up your pricing to be able so that you can support yourself. You do all the things. So you don't just get one client down here and say, oh, I'm good. And then you stop doing, you stop operating your business as a business. You keep operating your business as a business. And that's how you get to success. Carrie didn't wake up one day earning $5,000 a month. She started by implementing the VA school modules one at a time. Each week in study hall, she got clarity on her next step. Each template she used moved her forward. The 9-month framework kept her from getting overwhelmed and gave her a clear path. Leanne did not jump from $35 to $80 an hour overnight. She used VA school's pricing strategy and scripts to gradually raise her rate. The live coaching sessions gave her confidence to have those difficult conversations. The community supported her through each increase. Angela didn't suddenly have 11 clients. She leaned into the client attraction system in VA school and implemented it consistently. The weekly study halls kept her accountable. The templates made it easier. The community celebrated each new client with her. This is how VA school works. It breaks down building a business into manageable weekly steps. You're never left wondering, what do I do next? The slight edge isn't glamorous. The slight edge isn't glamorous. Let me just adjust myself here, guys. The slight edge isn't glamorous, right? It's not. But VA school makes it attainable. It's showing up to study hall 3 times a week. It's implementing the homework instead of just watching the videos. It's usually using the templates and following the systems. Every one of these success stories follow the same path. They enrolled in VA school, showed up consistently, trusted the process. The Slight Edge worked because they had a proven system to follow. Your Slight Edge journey can start today with VA school. The question is, are you ready to commit to consistent action, right? Are you ready to pull out your courage to build your confidence? And this week is all about giving you everything you need to make a decision, right? I've designed 4 upcoming sessions specifically for you to help you move from uncertainty to certainty. Because here's the thing, the Slight Edge only works when you actually start, right? And you can only start when you get committed to the process. Now, let me tell you about these 4 sessions we're going to have that will help you make a decision for your own life. Today at 5 o'clock is the VA School Sneak Peek. You get an exclusive behind the scenes look at what's exactly in VA School. You'll see the member portal, walk through the actual modules, discover the tools and the templates that transform an aspiring VA into a confident business owner. All right, so that's today at 5. Tomorrow at noon, the truth about virtual assistants and money. So let's get real about getting paid, okay? We'll address the biggest financial fears holding you back, show you proven systems for payment, and eliminate chasing invoices, contracts, all the things, all right? Now, if you're in business, in order to be in business, you have to be making money. And I want to get you from hoping that you'll make money and spinning your wheels about making money to actually making money. All right, so that's tomorrow at noon. Wednesday, favorite day, we are going to have a panel of successful virtual assistants that have graduated from VA school. You can ask your toughest questions about client work, pricing challenges, work-life balance, building a sustainable business, and get honest answers from them. It's really fun. I love this session. I love this session. So definitely come to this. Oh, I'm not sharing my screen, you guys. Whoops, here we go. Okay, let me go back. Okay, so here's the sneak peek that's today at 5. This is the bonus training that's tomorrow at noon. And this is the live success panel. Oh gosh, oh no, that's the right date. That is the right date. Yeah, September 17th. Okay, I keep thinking it's like March. Anybody else? All right. And then Thursday at noon, we're going to have the Ask Away session. It's your final chance to get clarity before enrollment closes. So bring your specific concerns, your doubts, your questions, all about VA school, the VA industry, or your particular situation. There's nothing off limits in this Q&A. And by Thursday, you will have seen everything, heard from real graduates, gotten your money questions answered, and had all of your concerns addressed. And you'll know exactly what you're saying yes to. And more importantly, you'll know why it's the right decision for your future. The Slight Edge is waiting for you, so let's make sure you have everything to take that first step. Now, here is a super cool thing that we have never done before, and I am really excited about it. We have come up with something called grad chats. So a lot of you have questions and you want to talk about it. And so we have a panel of, I don't know, like 7, it's not really a panel, a group, I think it's 7 VA school graduates who we've set up something called a round robin calendar so that you can go to the grad chat page, which I'm going to give you the link in a minute, and you can click on it and you will be, and you tell it what time, and you will be assigned to a session with the grad chat. It's 15 minutes. It's all about you. They'll answer any question you have. It's not a sales call. It's not a sales call. I met with all of them last week and I said, I've selected you because you're real people. You're not going to try to sell them or convince them or all the things. They're just down to earth, regular people. And I think that you really enjoy meeting them. So, all right. So let me just get I don't think I would ask Mandy for it. She's here, but I don't know if she has this URL. Let's just see. Okay, here it is. I'm going to put it in the chat. And if you want to grab it, Mandy, and put it all the other places, that would be great. Okay, so grad chat. Okay, I think it's just the pop-up group we need to put it in. All right, so so definitely take advantage of that. I signed up for a pretty substantial program a year and a half ago, and this was exactly what I needed. I had 3 questions. I didn't want to talk to the creator of the course. That made me nervous. So I set up a call with her. These are my 3 questions. Like, what about this? What about this? What about this? She answered my questions and I had my clarity and I was able to move forward. So that's why we're doing this for you, because I want you to be able to move forward with clarity and not say, well, if I could just have this one question answered, but I just don't want to meet with Belinda, or, what, fill in the blank. But to meet with, and a lot of the people who are doing these grad chats, you've already met them. They're like Angela and Cindy and Tori, Carrie. They're people you've already heard their stories, and they've made themselves available to you. Okay, good. So don't hesitate. And the replays are still there. The replays from the VA Business Launchpad are still there. They're going to be there until Thursday at midnight. So check them out. Watch them more than once. There's also the mindset sessions are there. All of the VA school, the VA Business Launchpad in action, all of those replays, and did I say the mindset sessions and the training itself, the Launchpad, all there on the hub. When you go to the hub now, the hub has changed. At the top, you will see a place to enroll in VA school. Right under that, you'll see where you can sign up for a grad chat. You just click the button and then you'll go right into all the replays. And I'll post this one here in just a moment. Okay, good. Okay, so are you guys ready for the prizes? I'm ready for the prizes. All right, so here's how this works. We're going to draw. So there were 24 people. Let me just look at my notes. There were 24 people who did all 3 homeworks. Congratulations, you guys. Way to go. Way to go. Mandy has added them to a wheel of names, and we're going to bring that over in just a minute. I'm going to give you a chance to check and make sure that if your name should be on there, it is. Sometimes there's glitches, and so we just like to check. So we're going to do that, and Mandy's standing by to do that for us. And the winner is going to get a 1-hour strategy session with me, a VIP coaching strategy session for 1 hour. And it's going to be amazing. You can bring all your questions. I'll walk you through some exercises. We'll figure out what is the next step for you. Okay. All right. So here we go. So let me get the wheel of names. Okay. Here's the wheel of names, and let's do this. All right, now take a moment and look and see if your name is on there, if it should be. If it's not, we're going to take a minute and just tell me in the chat. Okay, is everybody on there? Good job, you guys. All right, going once, going twice. Everybody okay with this? All right, good. Good. All right. So I'm going to start the drum roll, and then what we're going to do is we're going to spin the wheel, and we're going to find out who is the winner of the 1 hour one-on-one VIP strategy coaching session. Okay, good. Good. Here's the drum roll. Wheel. And the winner is Crystal Berry. Congratulations. Congratulations. That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay. So let me just move this over here. Excellent, Crystal Berry. Mandy will be in touch, and she'll set that up for you. Okay. Good. Good. She'll send you a link. All right. So what's next? Thank you for coming today. Yes, Crystal. Hello. You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm excited. I can't wait to meet you. Okay. So thank you for coming today. Thank you for all your participation. You are awesome. Watch the replays if you missed a session. Join our upcoming bonus sessions, which you know all about. Hang out in the Facebook group and sign up for VA School. All right. Enrollment is open for 4 days. It's open until September 18th at midnight. Now, we covered a lot today, right? We covered the anatomy of a decision. We did that in our mindset session this morning. How to break down complex choices and getting clear on what you really want. But here's what I want you to remember most. Your life is happening right now, right? Not when you feel ready, not when everything is perfect, right now. And every day that you delay making a decision about your future is a day you stay exactly where you are. And while that might feel safe, it's not neutral, right? It's not neutral. Time doesn't pause while you think things over. The 4 sessions this week will give you every piece of information you need to make a confident decision about VA school. But ultimately, the decision comes down to this. Do you want to be the type of person who takes action on their dreams, or the type who waits for the perfect moment that never comes? Your future self is counting on you to make a decision today. Now, I'm going to see you all at 5 p.m. today for the sneak peek. Come with your questions. Come ready to see what's possible. And remember, this is your DSD moment. Do something different. Don't let this pass you by. I'll talk to you soon.